No, I didn't know.
You didn't know? Okay.
Oh, no. I was told we were going to do my father's This Is Your Life.
Oh,
yes, I just
okay.
gotten off the plane from America. So
No, because you did look quite telly-ready.
I'm going out to dinner.
Oh, of course you were, yeah. And what is amazing, and I've said this before, what's extraordinary is because you are so kind of vital and present in our lives, but because you went to Hollywood so young, it's incredible the Hollywood that you had access to.
Yeah. I mean, you have to understand, I went to Hollywood in the mid-50s, and there was very, very strong moral code in every way. I mean, you weren't even allowed to show your navel in outfits. I wore an outfit in something, and they had to stick a ruby in my navel, which was much more obscene, I think, than a navel. And
Well, it draws attention to it.
I know, exactly. It kept on popping out. And I met because I was a huge movie star fan, and I loved all of the, John Payne, Gene Kelly, Lana Turner, and I met them all. And they were just as incredibly glamorous as they were on the screen, because that's what they were then.
Like, there's a story in the film about you went to a party, and on one couch was it Marlon Brando, James Dean, and was it Paul Newman?
Paul Newman, yes. And Paul became a great friend, and Marlon became a friend, not a great friend, but quite friendly. He used to come over to my house, flat, and he would go and say, anything to eat? I said, yeah, there's some stuff in the fridge. And he would go in and eat every jar of ice cream, because I only had ice cream in the fridge. And he would eat it all, which is why he got a little...
But he wasn't, he's known as this great actor, but he wasn't that keen on it.
No, I talked to Marlon Brando, terrifying, but adored him. And I said, when did you get your love of acting? I hate effing, and he did an expletive and said, acting. I said, you hate it? He said, yeah, I just do it for the money. I don't like it. He said, it's just a lot of, stupid people dressing up and making faces in front of the camera. He was very, but I mean, he was such a great actor.
Yeah.
So I did a few more kowtows, and he was so fabulous, and how can you do that? But he was very down to earth, and then he went upstairs with my sister Jackie, who was only 18. Yes, I know.
That story took a turn. I'm just so glad she was 18. And of course, the documentary does cover your 5 marriages. And watching the clips of you getting married, and you look so happy on the day. And
well, you have to, don't you?
So, did some of them did you know they were non-starters?
I was 18 when I married my first husband, and I went the night before to my father, and I begged him to call off the wedding. I said, I can't marry him, it's not going to work. And Daddy, who was very transitant and difficult, he said, you can't do that. We planned the wedding party, that everybody in the business is coming, because, my father was an agent. And so I got married, and I knew it wasn't going to work. And the second and third one, they were fine, okay-ish. But the fourth one...
No, the fourth one, in fairness. I was screaming at the television. I was like, what are you thinking?
I know, what am I thinking? I think I just had such a bad time with all the rest. But when I divorced him, and Elizabeth Taylor sent me a little card, and she said, because it was my fourth, and she said, I'm still ahead by 3.
Well, the story about it is a happy ending, because number 5, you finally found Mr. Right.
Yes.
It's 20 years.
20 years next February. Yes.
Yeah.
Yeah.
I mean, that's congratulations.
Well, it doesn't happen to very many people who are actors. How long have you been married?
How long you got? I have been married now for almost 10 years.
Well, that's good.
9 years. I was married before. My first wife passed away, but then I married this incredible woman whom you met backstage. Yes. Yeah, and now she's at the bar across the street.
My husband.
Oh.
Yeah.
Get to February. It's interesting because, Stanley, you've taken a different approach to looking at your life. You look at it through the lens of food.
Yeah.
This is your book, Taste, which has been such a hit. New York Times bestseller, Sunday Times bestseller.
Yes.
Congratulations.
Yeah, thank you. Yeah, I'm really excited.
Thank you. And I don't want to worry Jamie, but it's not just your life. There are recipes in here.
There are recipes. I actually mentioned Jamie in the book. Yeah, it's not good. But I mentioned Jamie because he's one of the people, along with Gennaro and a number of others, who really brought Italian food into the real Italian food into the consciousness of England.
And I like the way in the book you're very clear that you're not an expert. You like to cook, but there's lots of disclaimers in here that you're...
Oh, yes. Yeah, many disclaimers. Like I can't write.
No, you write beautifully.
Yeah.
Talk us through, I love this idea, the tomatoes in the pillowcase.
Yes. That's all you need to say. No, so my grandparents, it's a very sort of common thing, but not common now, it used to be common. They used to take all these tomatoes, and you would put them into a pillowcase, and you would squeeze out all of that liquid. And they would then take these tomatoes, and they would bottle them in old soda bottles. And they would put salt and a little bit of basil or basil. And then they'd cap them, and then you'd put them into a large... like
dustbin.
A
bin.
A bin.
Yeah.
Like a
I
basin.
thought that was you sort of slating the recipe.
No.
I put that in the bin.
They did all this work and then they just threw it away. You put it in like a basin with water, and then you boil it to sort of pasteurize it, in essence. And in the book, I write about it, but there is the disclaimer that I really don't know how to do it. So I did it when I was about 5. So yeah, don't blame me if something happened.
What happened to the pillowcase?
I saved everyone.
That is incredible that's your takeaway from that story. What happened to the pillow?
Yeah, I was just the woman who has to clean it.
I think they were gotten rid of, I hope.
Yes. And in the book, you talk about there's 2 kind of movies where kind of your food and work life come together. Obviously, Big Night.
Yeah.
Chefs love it.
Amazing.
Anyone who works in restaurants love that. And then more recently, Julie and Julia, where you played the husband of Julia Childs, played by Meryl Streep. Where were you in France when you had your very strange meal with Meryl?
We were in Normandy, yes, and we went to a little restaurant as we were on our way to Paris after being in Deauville at the film festival for Julie and Julia. And we went and we had, we ordered andouillette, which is not good.